Hi everyone, Barbara Drake here. Welcome to my channel, Craft with Barbara Drake. Today is Wednesday, March 16th, 2022. Not sure if you're going to be seeing the video today, if I can get it up in time to edit it and get it posted to YouTube. Or it could be March 17th. And if it is, well, happy St. Patty's Day. Today I'm making a card for a friend of mine who is an absolute animal lover. And it's for anybody who loves cats, dogs, or any type of an animal, really. It's for any age. It's going to be the Pampered Pets. It was in the last year's annual catalog, and it was a carryover into this year, so I doubt it will get carried over into the next year. This coming catalog, which will begin in May, so I'm not sure. So if you want your hands on it and you don't have it, I would say go ahead and get it now while it's, assuming it's still available. So I'm going to be using a couple stamp sets to put it together. It's going to be really neat, and I hope you stay with me all the way to the end to watch, and I think you'll like it. So with that said, come on down to my craft table. I wanted to remind everyone of the sale that is going on for the month of March. I did mention it in one of my other videos, but I want to highlight it again. The mini stamp cut and emboss machine is on sale for $48, and they have several stamp bundles, if you can get them all here, for 20% off. These are the ones that are listed. It will be on my website. You can see which ones are on sale. I did buy the mini cut emboss machine. I ordered it yesterday. I wasn't going to, but I figured for the price, I thought it would be great to have it here. You know, move some things around on my desk here while I'm working, to go ahead and use it, especially for like a lot of the smaller things that I used today could have very well been used for this, instead of giving up having to go to my bigger machine. I do not have the larger, the one that they have out, the bigger cut and emboss. I have the old Big Shot, and that's what I have been using for the bigger one. So don't forget about this sale. It is for the month of March. Now, here, what we're going to work on today. The Pampered Pets. And the stamp sets, these are the Cling Red Rubber stamps, which I love. I am going to be using this cat here and this dog down in this corner. And this is great for even for sympathy, the sentiment always in your heart, so sorry for your loss. Then you have the word enjoy. I hope your day is a real treat. I'm going to be using that sentiment for my birthday card. And it comes with some neat dies. It comes with 5 dies, and it cuts out the 4 animals here. And then it has this one here of some paws. And I just went ahead to cut some out to show you what it looks like. Just cuts the paws out. It doesn't cut the whole square out. And it's neat because when all the little bits fell out, as you can see, these are little hearts for the bottom part of their paw there. So I had a bunch of little hearts all around, which is neat if you wanted to save those to put in for shaker pieces. So that is one stamp set. So as I go along with what I'm going to be using, I will stop then and show you. So the card base, I am using an A2 size. This is going to be soft suede, cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then for my layering piece, this is a real red. It is at 4 and 5 1/4, which will go on here like this. And for my inside piece, it's the same size, 4 by 5 1/4. And then this piece here is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. And I use the embossing folder, the Brick and Mortar 3D embossing folder. It's a 6 by 6. And depending on if you're making your card landscape or portrait, it's going to depend on how you put your layer in. So, and remember, when you put this in your machine, you put the closed end in first. I don't know if maybe some people do put the open end in. I've never done that. I've always heard because this lip here is kind of beveled to go in the machine. So in this case, because my card is going landscape, as you can see, the bricks are going landscape that way. And it's up to you. If you wanted to have it so your bricks are kind of, you know, cattywampus, you could. I just went ahead and cut them so, or embossed them so they would be straight across. So the measurements will also be listed on the blog that will be listed below the video. So I want to get this piece on here first, and then we'll go with the die cuts, what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to glue this. You could use, I'm going to use my liquid glue, but if you wanted to use the foam adhesive sheets to just go ahead to give it a raised look, you could. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down here. And when you're working with embossed pieces, you want to make sure that, because you have so many dips and valleys in there, that you really get a good grip on that, or a lot of glue or adhesive or whatever you're going to be using. So for my cut pieces, I am using the dog and the cat, which I've already stamped and die cut out to save time. I used the Memento Black, Tuxedo Black, because I'm going to be using the Stampin' Blends. And for the cat, I'm going to use the light gray granite on the cat. The other card I made, I'll show you towards the end. I reversed it. I did the dog in gray and the cat in a lighter brown color. No, I'm just going through. I'm not worried about any shading. And I used the regular basic white cardstock for this. I didn't use the thick. I think I'll use a little bit of pink for the inside of the ear. This is light petal pink. And I am using the ivory on the dog because it has it's a brownish tint to me. And for the collar on this one here, I'm going to use light red. They had some, when it first came out in the annual catalog, they had some bone trinkets that were really neat. They've since retired, but that, you know, you could put, I've seen that where they're putting the bone around the neck. I'm not sure how they're getting it on there. I think they're using some type of a wire. So let me, before we go any farther, let me go ahead and get this base put on here. The new catalog will be coming out soon. Everybody's just like anxiously waiting. I believe it begins May 3rd. We're supposed to, I think it's the end of end of March. We'll find out what's going to get carried over and what's not. Again, this was a carryover from 2 years ago, so I don't know if it will get carried over for a 3rd year or not. Now, what I am going to do is they have the in colors. That's one thing I look forward to when the new catalog comes out. The in colors that come out, they always put them for your, you know, the 21, 23. Of course, these are going to be expiring the 2020 to the 2022. So I like that you get all of them, the brights, the neutrals. So every color that they have a design with 4 different designs on them, and they come in all of the ink colors. So, which is nice because it coordinates very well with all of their pattern paper. So today the one I'm using is the Real Red, and I think the reds are from the, I want to say Regals, but I'm not too sure on that. The double oval. I'm using the double oval punch, and I am going to punch out one of each, and I'm just going to use this as a grounding for the cat and the dog, so it doesn't look like they're floating in the air. It's going to look like they have a little bed underneath them. So that's going to go like this. The dog, I think the dog fit on there. Now the other card that I did, I reversed it. I gave the dog the bigger one. But this time we'll give the cat the bigger one. Now for the sentiment is from the Waves of Inspiration, which is also available for a limited time. I'm not sure if that's going to be even a carryover. The dies here, I am using this die here that I cut out, which is great for your sentiments because I'm going to use the Playful Pets combo ribbon. It comes two just like this. It's a combo pack. And I'm going to use the red in it here for the sentiment. And it will go up here like this. And you know what? I should not have glued all that down. My bad. By the way, that is my initials. Because what I wanted to do is hook it around to the back side there. So we're going to have to come up with something and improvise. You'll see it on my other card that I did. I wrapped it around. If I can get the tape off of my finger. This is what I had done. I just cut a piece. It was probably about 4 inches. And then I just looped it around and taped it up in the back. And then I had used the foam adhesive here on the back there. So I'm not so sure how I want to use that. I don't think it's going to look. I have another ribbon that may work. Okay, I decided I'm going to use it anyway and just put it on here like that. So I'm just gonna kind of judge about 4 inches, 3.5, 4 inches, and then just loop it around. Oh, I think I cut that one too short. You don't want to pull too tight or you'll rip your tag. Then I'll just trim those down. I'll probably put a glue dot on there too to hold that down, and I'll trim them up. But that was one of those oh shoot moments. I have a lot of those. I am using soft suede because I want to darken up these bricks a little bit, make them kind of look kind of old. Use a can't speak blending brush, just lightly go over this, make it kind of look a little spotty in some areas. Hope the camera's not shaking too bad. There we go. That was soft suede. So I think I'm going to glue the beds down, and then I can use some dimensionals on the I think I'll use dimensionals on the dog, because I'm going to use dimensionals on the sentiment. So I don't want to have all three of them raised up. And I raised up the cat on the other one, so I'll raise up the dog on this one. Use my mini dimensionals. Okay, I said I was going to glue down the cat, raise up the dog. Gosh. There was another oh shoot. So anyway, the dog can't get dimensionals on them now. I put glue on them. So I have to raise up the cat. Maybe because I'm a cat lover more so than a dog lover. Maybe that's why I did it. I don't know. Golly day. Now, in the dies for the hey birthday chick, right here, I wanted a balloon on this card. And when I was looking at the dies, they had this little bow tie right here. So I did cut that out in red, and I want to put that on around the kitty cat's neck. I was going to use it in that green, and I'll tell you, these are tiny, tiny, tiny. That's one die that if you're messing with it, you want to make sure you grab a hold of it. Gotta make sure. Before I put the sentiment on, well, actually, I probably should do that first. And the reason being, I wanted a balloon, and the only balloon set that I had was this one here, because the other ones I had already retired. So what I did was I stamped out the bird, or yeah, the chicken. And then, what did I'm going to color the balloon green. I'm going to do granny apple green. So, where's my lid? I think what I'm going to do first, I want to get this. So for the balloon, where did it go here? Oh. I am going to, I gotta die cut this out. When I stamped out the chicken, I only stamped part of it because I only just needed the balloon part of it. And then I'm just going to cut that off. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get the sentiment down first, because I didn't know how far that balloon would go up. So actually, I think I'm going to stick it over here on the cat's side. On the other card I used, I put it over here on the dog side. And I'm just using the Stampin' Blend, the Granny Apple Green and Light. That's why I said I was going to use the green bow. Actually, what I could have done was put the green bow over here, made that, I don't know if that'll work or not at this point. Probably will see the red. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wasn't choked up with the color of the dog, so I'm going to try light crumb cake. Yeah, that's a little better. I think that color's a little better. My lighting is awful dark in here today. I don't know why. So then for the inside, what I wanted to do is take a piece of Pear Pizzazz. Where's my happy birthday? Oh, the happy birthday stamp is from the Hey Birthday Chick. I wanted to stamp that out in this green Pear Pizzazz. I use Granny Apple Green there. And punch one out there on the bottom. Oh, boy, that couldn't have got that more perfect. Save the top one for another one. Here's my inside piece. Just want to glue that down. I saw a video where if you don't like the way this glue goes on like this, after you put it on, you take like a toothpick or a popsicle stick and go over that, and you can smooth a lot of that out if it bothers you. So there we go with my happy birthday card. And actually, I think I like this better than what I did on my other card, and I'll show you that. And here's what I did. I used black on this card with the red, and for the brick, what I did was I used smoky slate and went over the brick, where I stuck with the browns on this one. But I kept the balloon the same color. The dog was a gray. Now what I did, the difference on this is I stamped these out with this ink. I didn't use the Memento. And when you do that and you use your Stampin' Blends, because you're working with a dye-based, or it's a dye water-based, and then you're using your alcohol marker. So it's going to give you that, I don't know, it kind of takes that ink and it, I don't know, it just doesn't, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to use Memento. If you're going to use your blends, you use your Memento. So, I mean, I thought it looked okay on it, but as you can see how crisp these lines are here by using the Memento compared to those. It almost looks like the blends touches that ink and it just starts to, I don't want to use the word melt it, but it starts to blend in with the color. But the inside stayed the same. Just stamped it out in a different color. So we have the black one and we have the soft suede. And this is what I did. I raised this up with the foam adhesive back and then put this on it so it ran behind it, where I forgot on this one. So I just had to think of something different. So those are the two cards that I made. I hope you enjoyed the video and me making the cards. And this is my host code for the month of March. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would appreciate it. If you wanted to buy from me, I would appreciate it very much. And other than that, that's it for my birthday cards. So have a great week ahead. And again, if you're watching this on the 17th, happy St. Patrick's Day. And don't turn on the news. It's so depressing nowadays. I can see you can't see my host code. It is very depressing turning the news on. Every time I do, I start crying and come into my craft room and make cards because that's what makes me happy. So everybody have a great week. Be good. Till next time. Bye.